Yes, I think this is the last topic for the course. So if you are here, I should give you congratulations. You're almost done with the course. And I believe you have had idea of the history of Ghana. Now the last topic is how Europeans settled in Gold Coast. Now everything is like in a sequence. There was nobody in Ghana or Gold Coast. So people migrated and settled in Ghana. And when they came here, a lot of things went on. That is the exchanges and the rest. Now after that, the Europeans came and then traded with us. From then, that is when we had independence. We look at the way forward. But so now we are here. We are all here. Europeans are coming here. So how they settled, that is what we are going to look at today. And so by the end of our lesson, we should know how they were able to get into the country, what they did here, and then how they became successful. Now, introduction. The history of Ghana has been influenced greatly by the coming of the Europeans into our country. The local people live in tribal and ethnic groups. So that one we have explained that in lesson 1. What tribes, what ethnic groups are. Now, each tribe or ethnic group fought to protect their lands. This led to tribal and ethnic conflicts. The victorious tribe or ethnic group took over the land of the defeated tribe. The conquered people were also taken as slaves. So you see, when they were here, there were conflicts among them. Then the conflict, the stronger ones will take over the smaller ones. Then you become their slaves. That was what was going on. And then if you remember, the exchanges among the tribes, that took place among the tribes. Some of it we talked about alliances. That is when the smaller ones cannot defeat the bigger one. They come together and fight. That's alliance. So that's what was happening. Now the Akan ethnic group won most of the battles. You realize there are many. They therefore controlled most of the lands. The land was very rich in gold. The conquered tribes paid tribute to their masters. This made the Akan state very rich. So let's say the Akans, okay, let's use school. Now one school overcome the other school. So even though you have your name, you are under someone. So every year, every month, every term, you go and pay something to them. That is the tribute. For example, your family. Let's say for a reason you are in debt to someone. So the person will allow you to leave, but you'll be working and every month to be paying something to them. That is what will happen. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to arrive in Ghana. When we're talking about forts and castles, we made mention of this. They reached the Gold Coast. So the Portuguese were the first Europeans to arrive in Ghana. They got to the coast in 1471. They realized that the land was rich in gold, so they called the place Damina, meaning the mine. They became interested in trading with the local people. So the Portuguese traded in gold, ivory, and pepper. Those are the things that they came for: gold, ivory, and pepper. These goods were exchanged for European goods such as beads, mirror, metal knives, ram, and guns. The people were fighting a lot, so they needed metal knives to kill themselves. Not anything important, to kill themselves. They needed gun, not to shoot animals, but to shoot people. Tribal fights. They needed rum and alcohol. They would drink it. You see, men, when they are happy, they need to drink something. Then some of the funny thing is the mirror. Now, before the Europeans, we had never seen a mirror before. You have a mirror in the house. When you finish, you are going to school, you look through, you said, oh, I'm looking beautiful, I'm looking handsome. We didn't have some. They didn't have some at that time. So the whites brought some. The funny story is, when they said we had only one, and then that one is kept at the queen's place. Now before you go and look at yourself, you have to bath, dress well, you go and join a queue. When you go, then you look at yourself, you look, oh, I look beautiful. Then you go. Someone will come, oh, I look beautiful. Then you go. That is the funny story. But What would you say? We didn't have some. And then beads. So those are some of the things that took place. Now, the trade attracted other European countries like the British, the Dutch, the Danish, the Prussians, Swedish. They also joined the trade because they realized we have gold and we don't know how to use it. So they also joined it and then took some. Now the land was soon called Gold Coast because of the gold deposits found here. Because we have a lot of gold here, so they called. We had a lot of gold here, and then we are by the sea, so it's a coast. So they call it Gold Coast. Portuguese settled at Elmina. Other European countries were also settled at other places along the coast. Example, Cape Coast, Shama, Axim, Mori, Accra. So while the Portuguese are in Elmina, other people are in Axim, other people are in Mori, other people are in Accra. The Portuguese had to protect their trade from other European traders. So they sought permission from the chief of Elmina to build a trading post. They constructed a castle and called it St. George da Mina. So that's how come they built the first castle in Ghana. They came first and the others came to join. Now for them to have a seat, they had to build castles, stay in, buy the goods inside. That is how they build the Elmina Castle, which they call it St. George da Mina. So this is a picture of St. George da Mina or the Elmina Castle. I like it, I love it because it's on an island. It looks like an island. You know, there's a small land here, but it looks like it's on an island. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful, yes. The other European countries started forming alliances with the chiefs along the coast. This was to enable them secure trade relationship with the local people. Now, it's a smart business. The Portuguese have built a castle to enable them trade well. They came first, so they have friends, they have connections. And then the other Europeans who want to portion of what is going on. So they also form alliances with the chiefs. So if they come to the chief, they will give the chief a lot of things, then the chief will be happy. Oh, you can take my land. They form alliances so that they can take control of us. The Dutch also had permission from the local rulers through their Cebu Treaty. There was a treaty that they formed, which they named it as Cebu Treaty, to build a fort at Mori called Fort Nassau. So that's a fort that they built. They built at Mori. The European countries built forts and castles along the coast to protect their trade with the local people. There were frequent conflicts involving the local people and the Europeans. So we look at some of the conflicts. Now this is a tribal war scene. If you look at the picture, this is how they dress. They didn't have guns at those times. So you see they have a long spear. Some will be using arrow. Those who are fortunate enough will be sitting on horse. Others will be walking and running. Now before you walk from maybe north, you are coming to fight a city in Accra. Before you walk from there to there, you are tired. How do you fight and win? That is how we were fighting. The second one here, you see, this time the whites are here, so they have introduced guns. You can see they have guns there, and then they were fighting. That is what happened. The trade became more profitable when the Europeans opened a plantation in the New World in the 1500s. Or 1500, 15,000 in those years. The plantations needed people to work on those farms. The Europeans could not work there because of the weather. So the weather was hot. The whites who cannot work there, so they need people to work. That is how they introduced the slave trade. So the first, they bought them to go and work on the farm, the plantation in the New World. It's a plantation, a farm plantation they built, and then they needed people to work there. The local people of Gold Coast and other African countries were best fit for such job because our body can stand in the sun, and then the sun will scorch us. It will not do us anything. We are used to the weather, so they took us to go and work there. And then the Europeans started trading in slaves, so they realized we can work there, so they started buying slaves. The stronger tribes who had slaves from conflicts sold them to the Europeans. And many people were taken and sold as slaves as a result of the tribal war. So when they fight, some will be wounded, and then the men will be wounded. They will take you as slaves. Your wives, your children. It's a very sad time. They will take all of them as slaves. And then when they go, some will go and work on the new lands plantation. If you are fortunate to work there, you are still in Ghana. But if you are not working there, that means you are going far away to a land that you will never return back. You go there, that is all. It was a very sad time. So that is what happened with the slave trade. That's how we have black Americans there. Most of them, their descendants are from Africa. And then this is the last slide to end our class. The trade in slaves was so profitable that less attention was given to gold and other goods. The slaves sold to the Europeans were kept in castles. They were later sent by ships to Europe for the Americans to work on the plantation. Sad story. Some of the whites will sleep with the women here, but it is sad, but it is also a good thing. If you get a white who's interested in you, that means you are no more a slave. You become the fiancé or wife of a white, and you'll be happy. You'll be giving birth to a white boy. Yes, you'll be happy. They will not be treating you bad again. So, especially those who are beautiful. That's why if you are beautiful, it's a gift from God because you get opportunities. The Europeans use another way to protect their trade with the local people. They establish stronger bonds through marriage. So they know that when they marry you, it becomes a bond that we don't break it. So we will like them. So they marry our people. Now, if you have something and then an ordinary person comes to you that give it to me, and then your family member comes to you, give it to me, who would you give it to? Is it not a family member? That's the strategy that they use. So the Europeans married some of the local women. By this means, they became a family. Now, children born out of such marriages were known as mulattoes or half-castes. A white man, a black woman give birth. The children they give birth to are called half-caste or mulattoes. So that brings us to the end of our course, history course. I believe you enjoyed. At least by the end, you have learned something. Learned the history of Ghana, the people who are living in Ghana, some of the activities that took part long ago. You can continue in class 4, the history course there. You can also continue, enjoy more of it. Thank you. The name is Safro Clinton. Bye-bye.